Welcome to Seeing with Your Soul, the podcast aimed to inspire you to find your voice and become the best, truest, and most authentic version of yourself. Spiritually intimate, soul-to-soul conversations, life-changing insights, and spiritual teaching and healing. Real, raw, unfiltered. Join your host, Tisha Michelle.
Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Seeing with Your Soul with me, Tisha Michelle, your host. Oh my gosh. Do you guys feel like I abandoned you? I feel like I've abandoned you guys. And I know that wasn't the case. It was just really just more getting back to who I am and what I want. And I was like, wow, it's been such a long time since I have hopped on here. I'll be honest, I moved too fast to jump into season 2. Honestly, I wasn't even ready to really launch season 2. I talked about before, I had a lot of different changes and a lot of different focuses and, interviewed, quite a few people behind the scenes. And as you start to maneuver through life, things just change and you just don't really feel that. I do personally feel like you need to be in alignment and you need to be in agreement with whatever it is that you're speaking on at that time and putting it out into the world, where it might be good for another person. But if you aren't really feeling that and you aren't really standing in that, like, how can you really be authentic and really promote and want other people to be authentic if you're not being authentic? You feel me? So some of the conversations that I had was just like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know about that. But really what it was I felt this underlining pressure to hurry up and put out season 2 because I need to hurry up, because you can't just have it waiting, because then you'll fall off and your numbers are going to drop and then you're not going to get as much traction and all of this stuff. So I was like, all right, so let me just get this out there. But then it just plateaued because I still had life that I had to do. And I do believe that experience is the greatest teacher. So I have to experience these things and go through this stuff so I can then talk about it and talk about it from my, that I actually had experience versus something that I've just heard, which is sometimes you can still, I will speak on those things, but I will let you know, I haven't experienced that. This is just what I heard. See if it resonates with you and do some research, right? Maybe you'll circle back and let me know, in that sense. But it's really just like bringing it back to like yourself. So like I just said, it was more like, oh, my numbers are going to drop and, people aren't going to come back and listen and they're going to be over it. And it'll be like I'm starting all over again. And all of that was racing through my mind. And when I really think about it, like, I didn't start the podcast for that. I didn't start the podcast to be like, oh, it's going to reach thousands of people, which was dope that it did. Or if it was going to be hundreds or one or whatever. It was just, I felt like I had something to say and I'm going to step out my comfort zone and I'm going to put it out there. And it's never been about the likes. It's never been about the numbers. So as I'm doing this deep reflecting, I'm really just thinking about it and saying, it really is true. If I can just help one person, that really just makes me feel good. Now, the more people you can get in front of, the more people can start to, maybe it's an episode or something that they listen to when they just gave them permission to just rest. And imagine if 1,000 people in this world of almost 8 billion people just actually rested before they were forced to. Like, man, how amazing would that be? Then I really had to unpack it and say, well, what if one person resonates with something that I said on this podcast or a post or whatever? And it's not really just one person, because that person is then going to change their life, however that may be, whether it's with their family, maybe it's something that they've learned and then they share it with their children. Well, now that's something that's instilled in their child. And then that child then, obviously grows up and then maybe they end up having kids and then they instill that and it just keeps going. So it's like, doing that reflecting, I got rid of the ego, I got rid of the world, and really just brought it back to me. Why did I start this podcast? What do I want out of it, without looking at the metrics and seeing everything that everyone's saying and seeing all these things? And it just became a big, huge distraction. And once I really brought that back to myself, I actually started feeling better because I was feeling like I had so much weight on me of like, I have to get this podcast out. I feel so bad. And then I got to the point that it wasn't even I have to get something out. I just felt bad that I didn't have anything out. And I was like, this is unnecessary right now. There's no rule that I have to have a podcast. There's no rule that I have to put a podcast out there every single week because that's what I said. Things change, life happens. I'm not going to get in trouble if I don't do it. So I had to have these conversations, and I started thinking about other areas of my life. So as I'm speaking about this, I want you to think about the areas in your life where there's these underlining rules that somebody else made. That's not even like real. It's just somebody said, oh, if you host, I'm just using a podcast because we're talking about podcasts. If you are doing a podcast, you should at least do it once a week, and you should do it on the exact same day so everybody will know when to get it, like when to expect it from you. But what we're ultimately doing, and I get that, it's structure, it's having structure. A lot of people like structure. It's great. It keeps you on track. Nothing is wrong with that. But you have to do what you feel is best for you. Because the reality is yes, it is great for you guys to know that every Thursday you're going to get a podcast episode from me. But then when I fall off, it's like you had this expectation from me that I no longer provided to you. Now you feeling some type of way, I'm feeling some type of way, and all of it is like, for what? Because all I did was just add another responsibility on me with everything else that I have going on in the world. And then it starts to take away from just the space of just creating and the space of just speaking and just teaching and just, connecting with people. And it just becomes a job. And then when it becomes a job, there's like the joy comes away from it. And I'm like, no. So again, I started scanning and looking at other parts of my areas of my life where I was doing things that I should. And every time we say should, that's just a belief. And is it your belief? Is it my belief? Is it somebody else's belief? Whose belief is it? And do we want to believe that anymore? So to my listeners, really scan your life. Where are you being placed into something and having this high level of expectation, but it's causing you stress, or it's causing you to feel guilty, or it's causing you to feel like, well, I'm supposed to do this, but it has anxiety creeping up in there. I know something is popping up. Well, this is your permission if you were looking for it. And even if you weren't looking for it, I'm going to give it to you anyway. Bring it back to you. Bring it back to yourself. What do you want to do? And if you have no freaking clue, that's okay. I've been there too. Make some time, not find it, not, oh, I don't really know. I guess I could do it here. Make it, because you're making you a priority. And one thing that you can do, make some time, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, and just be present. And what does that look like? Start scanning everything around you. Just sit there or whatever, go for a walk and all, and just look at everything that's around you and start pointing it out. There's a TV in front of me. There's my bag hanging up on the door. There's some folders over there. There's my sound bowl right there. I have an elephant that has a sage stick in it that I just burnt this morning. There's a picture of my best friend, Gloria. There's a candle back there. So me pointing out all of those things is keeping me in the present moment. And the only thing that I'm really thinking about right now that's consciously is what's in front of me. So it's right here. So as you start to point out those different things and you see it, just sit there and just be. If thoughts are racing through your head, allow them to race. Acknowledge them and send them on their way. If it's popping up into your head like, oh, I really got to go and do that. I really need to do it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll get to it. And just keep bringing yourself back to here and just start to see what is coming up for you. What is it that you're feeling? Is it something that's giving you so much anxiety and that's the thing that keeps racing through your head? There is your clue. So take that thing and let's start breaking it down. Why are you having anxiety about it? Because I have to get this to them. Well, why do you have to get this to them? Because they're expecting it. Okay, well, why are they expecting it? Is it because you told them and gave them this date or this thing that you knew wasn't really realistic for yourself? Okay, well, that's a clue right there. Is there a little people pleasing going on right here? All right, we all do it. But why? Really just keep questioning everything. So whatever, if it's something that's in your life that you feel like is bringing you a lot of stress or worry or anxiety, let's start breaking that thing down and really get to the root of What is it? And you're going to bring it back to you. Do you even want to do that thing anymore? Then don't. Do you want to do it different? Do it different. But just keep bringing it back to yourself. I love the podcast. I missed it. I really, truly miss getting on here and talking. And I remember going all the way back to the beginning of starting. And I'm like, how am I going to be able to talk to nobody? Like, it's just me talking. Yeah, you guys are listening, but I don't see you. I don't know who's there. How am I going to be able to do it? And it was so uncomfortable and so like nerve wracking. And now we fast forward. I love it. I love this. So something that I love was bringing me so much stress because I was following some guidelines that other people just made up to keep some type of structure. I like structure, but I love structure with no control because I allow God, my spirit guides, the universe to weave in between because I don't always know what's best. I'm like, yo, my guys, like, look, we ahead of the game. We already know. We got you. So it's structure without any control. But what I was doing is I was forgetting and I was keeping it into a straight structure. And the thing that I love, I was feeling guilty. I was feeling pressured. I'd jump on here and I would start to record some stuff. And I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? I don't even feel this because I just wanted to put something out. That's not me. That is not me. I was living and doing this for other people. And I don't even know who these other people are. And I'm like, no, we got to bring it back to ourselves. So I need you to bring it back to you. I need you to give yourself permission to rest, to relax, to explore, to create, to cry. Feeling a lot of energy, just a lot of energy that people are really holding on to, so much trapped emotions. And they feel like you feel like if you cry, that's like that sign of like weakness. And if you're crying, what you're not doing anything. It's not changing anything. But I promise you it is. Bring it back to yourself and give yourself permission to cry. Release those trapped emotions. Create space for the new things to come in. Create space for the new ideas, the opportunities, the rest, right? The rest. Because sometimes when you hold in these emotions and you don't let them out, they turn into something else. And it could be like a stomach ache or ulcer, and that's keeping you up and not allowing you to sleep. And then you're just going. And then what? So please bring it back to yourself, whatever that may look like for you. Till next time. Love you guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Seeing with Your Soul. If something you heard resonated with you, feel free to rate, review, and share with others. If you are looking to go deeper, you can connect with Tisha Michelle on Instagram at Mindset Slayer or visit www.healingalignglow.com.